Okay, I've got 7 o'clock currently.
Let me start the tape recorder. Hold on.
Currently, the board is operating without a board president to lead and run the meetings. So as of the last meeting, I was elected as the board pro tem for that meeting only. And since we don't have a president to start this meeting, I'm starting this meeting until the point where we get our 2 new board members onto the board, and we then do an election of officers. So with that, I want to welcome everyone to this meeting of the Farmington Fire Protection District. We value public participation and encourage members of the public to share their comments
we
during
can't hear you.
I'm sorry?
We can't hear anything you're saying.
Yeah. It's,
Your volume needs to go up. We can't hear you.
We can't hear you clearly.
We welcome to this meeting of the Farmington Fire Protection District. We value public participation and encourage members of the public to share their comments during the designated public comment periods. To ensure the board can conduct its business efficiently and in accordance with the law, we ask the public to refrain from interrupting the proceedings, speaking out of turn, or otherwise disrupting the meeting. Anyone who disrupts the meeting may be asked to leave so that the board can continue to do its business in an orderly manner. Thank you for your cooperation and for helping us conduct a productive and respectful meeting. Matt, can you go ahead and establish a quorum?
yes. Briggs,
Here.
Cross,
Here.
Latini,
Here.
Lemos,
Here.
and Samuel.
Here.
Okay, flag salute.
Just to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, agenda item number 3, as you are probably aware, the Board of 4. The Board of Supervisors appointed 2 new board members to our board. Now we have the responsibility to swear them into their official duties. And I believe that's the duty of the board clerk.
Yes.
So if you guys will stand.
Come around here, please. Just stand right here, face the public, and then you go ahead and go first, David.
I, David Weston Cross.
Oh, right hand
Oh,
up.
sorry. I, David Weston Cross, do solemnly swear. It's been a long day. Let's go ahead and start this one.
Glad you're
Right
going
hand,
first.
right hand. Your other right.
I, David Weston Cross, do solemnly swear or affirm that I support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I take the obligation freely without any medical reservation or purpose of evasion, and I will well and faithfully discharge the duty upon which I am about to enter.
I, Jacob Frederick Samuel, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Hopefully at the end of the meeting, during our open discussion, that you can tell you a little bit about yourself at that point during the meeting. Okay, so at this point in the agenda, item number 5 is the election of officers for the board. One thing that is gonna be changing with the board that hasn't been done in the past, that is actually, as I understand it, required under the Brown Act, is that the board has the responsibility, which, believe me, we wanna be 100% open and upfront and as much public focus with the public knowing what's going on with relation to the activities of the board as we possibly can. And so in that vein, something that will be different from now on is that every board item that has some sort of action associated with it, we will allow the public the opportunity to provide comments for that board item, specific to that board item. And I think I have a statement on that. Members of the public are welcome to address the board on any item on today's agenda before the board's consideration of that item, as well as all matters within the board's jurisdiction that are not on the agenda during the general public comment period. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes per speaker. If you represent a group, please designate one speaker to avoid duplication. Board members may ask clarifying questions or provide brief responses, but they cannot engage in extended discussions or take actions on any items that have not been properly agendized. Your comments are valuable and will be considered as the board deliberates. Thank you. Is there any public comment on the election of officers? Okay, hearing none, I'm gonna open the election of officers for board president. Do we have any nominations for board president?
I'll nominate Director Briggs for board president.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on the matter by the board members? Hearing that, I'm closing nomination. Well, I'm sorry. Are there any other nominations for board president? Hearing that, I'm closing nominations, and Matt, you may go ahead and take a roll call vote.
Okay, so nomination, President Lemos nominates Director Briggs, seconded by Director Samuel. All in favor, Briggs?
Be-
Oh, I'm not loud enough, Briggs?
Aye.
Cross?
Aye.
Latini? Lemos?
Aye.
And Samuel.
Aye.
Motion passes. Now we need to consider vice president. I'm opening nominations for vice president. Let me explain. So, in our board bylaws, the vice president position serves in the capacity of the president when the president is unavailable to lead a meeting. So it's very important that we have somebody that has the ability to step in and run the meeting. That's kind of where we got into trouble, not trouble, but we had difficulty in conducting the last meetings, is that there was no second person and there's no provision beyond the vice president to actually run the meeting. So let me ask again, are there any nominations for vice president?
Why don't we elect one of the new gentlemen?
I nominate Lemos. I really do not want to serve in that role this time around.
I don't think you can object unless there's a second.
Okay.
Is there a second to that motion? Hearing none, that can't carry. Are there any other nominations for board vice president? Hearing none, I'm gonna nominate Jacob Samuel. Yeah, I know he has a significant educational and business background. I think he would do a fine job acting in my stead if I'm unavailable. Do I have a second on that nomination?
I second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Are there any other nominations for vice president?
Is that Cross seconded?
Yes.
Hearing no other nominations, the nominations are now closed. Matt, can you do a roll call vote?
First,
on-
you ask if he accepts the nomination.
Oh, I'm sorry, do you accept it?
Yes, I accept the
I'm
nomination.
sorry, you didn't speak up, so.
I know what I was supposed
I'm
to.
sorry. So, Matt, can you do a roll call vote, nominating Jacob Samuel as vice president?
Briggs nominated Samuel, our vice president, seconded by, Director Cross. All in, roll call vote, Briggs,
Aye.
Cross,
Aye.
Latini, Lemos,
Aye.
and Samuel.
Aye.
The motion passes unanimously, and that closes our, let me rephrase that. We already have a board, secretary treasurer, and unless Butch does not want to continue in that role, I don't think we need to replace you. Are you good with continuing?
No.
You do not want to continue? No. Okay, hearing that, we need to then vote on a secretary treasurer for the board. So I'm gonna open the nominations for secretary treasurer. Do I have any nominations for secretary treasurer for the board?
Nominate Cross.
Do I have a second?
Second the nomination.
Do I have any other nominations for secretary treasurer?
So who motions, Samuel
I made a
motion
motion.
for Cross to be secretary treasurer, and who seconded?
I did, Lemos.
Are there any other nominations? Then the nominations are now closed. We have a motion for Mr. Cross to assume the role of secretary treasurer for the district. Matt, conduct the roll call vote.
You have to-
Oh, I'm sorry, are you okay with doing that?
I don't, what are the parameters of
Oh,
permission?
okay, so,
This
yeah.
is where, a little bit broadside on this one.
So, the role of the secretary treasurer is to help prepare the budget, help ensure that we are meeting our financial responsibilities. Most of the actual taking notes of the minutes, preparing documents for the meeting, et cetera, are handled by the board clerk. So it's really more of just assisting when we come to financial decisions that we need to make, or preparing the budget, which we're already behind on. That you would be involved in helping
I have
set
a
this.
accounting degree.
That's fine.
Perfect. So you're good with that?
An accounting degree?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're good. So with that, accepting of the nomination, Matt, can you now do the roll call vote?
Briggs,
Aye.
Cross,
Aye.
Latini, Lemos,
Aye.
Samuel.
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously, and that closes our elections today. Item number 6 is the approval of minutes. We have 3 sets of minutes to approve. The original meeting minutes from the March 24th, 2025 meeting were not approved. We have the April 28th, 2025 regular meeting minutes that need to be approved because we haven't held a regular meeting since then. And then on September 29th, 2025, we held a special meeting with the specific purpose of renewing our insurance, which was about to lapse. So with that, are there any members of the public that wishes to address the minutes?
You looking at me for?
Hearing none, are there any, we'll have to do these individually. So in your packets, there should be the original meeting minutes for the March 24th, 2025 meeting. And then, according to Robert's Rules of Order, a lot of the personal comments or discussions are typically not placed into the official record of the minutes, because number one, they're not necessary to the decisions that are being made. And there's also now posting the entire video on YouTube, and I'm hopeful next month we'll be able to start doing those live stream, so you don't necessarily have to sit here if you don't want to. So with that, do we have any changes to the March 24th regular meeting minutes?
Ms. Brett, which one are you doing? Are you doing the original or the redacted version?
Well, right now we're doing the original.
Okay.
So does anybody have any changes they want to make to this?
Well, do you wanna put forth the changes that you put forth before?
Well, I was going to if nobody else did.
Yeah, I know.
So, I'm gonna motion that we, use the redacted version that takes out all of the commentary that was included in the meeting minutes that weren't necessary to the discussions taking place by the board. Those are, Xed out and handwritten in, to the copy that's addressed Briggs redactions. So my motion is to accept the redacted minutes, as the official minutes for the meeting.
Can I ask a quick question?
No.
No? Aren't you taking action?
You had an opportunity to speak before we took action. You don't get to speak after that.
My only comment would be that redacted is not the correct term for it, it's corrected or
Corrected
omitted.
or-
Redacted is when a official document has information obscured or removed for public release.
Okay, then, I'm sorry, then, my motion is amended to say that we, accept the corrected minutes for the March 24th, 2025 meeting that I made at the April meeting. And those are listed in that page that says redacted, but corrected.
Say that again slow. So Briggs motions to pass the accepted,
The
Corrected.
corrected,
Yeah.
March
motions
24th.
to pass the motions to accept,
And
correct?
this is just removed redactions,
Yeah.
personal comments.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are.
So, I know, yeah, but we're going the wording on that, it's removal of, personal comments in the meeting, is that,
As they're identified.
as they're identified, yes?
Do I have a second to that motion?
I second.
Seconded.
Is there any discussion?
We as a board being transparent, this is all gonna be live streamed or recorded at some point. So if anybody wants to access the personal
Go
comments, they
live.
can. But as it comes to agenda, we are going just to direct information.
Correct.
If the audience has questions about what that is. Every bit of it's transparent, just we're accepting the minutes for it, not removing personal comments.
Are there any
Just-
other, yes?
I have a question on page 4 of those, there's underneath one of the X outs of the minutes, there's I believe it says incorrect on there. Is that still valid?
Yeah, so Barry Hickerson, didn't volunteer to, be on the ad hoc committee. He said he wanted to review the documents before he made a decision.
Okay.
I think it's fine the way it's written, the way it's correct.
Okay.
Any other discussions? Okay, we have a first and second to accept the corrected minutes that were made at the the April 28th meeting for the March 24th meeting minutes.
These are the March 24th minutes, yes.
Matt, roll call vote?
Briggs,
Aye.
Cross,
Aye.
Latini,
No.
Lemos,
Aye.
Motion passes.
Samuel.
Aye.
You're just going slow.
I'm writing it down as I go. Okay.
Okay, now the April 28th meeting minutes. Do we have any corrections to the April 28th meeting minutes?
I have 3, and I'm gonna go ahead and I typed them out, so I'll hand you a copy so you don't need to write them down.
Thank you.
My first one is on, item 5. Just slightly simplifying the language of it, amending it to say Director Briggs stated that item 11, the draft minutes was overly wordy and presented a proposed amendment to simplify the language. Director Briggs moved the March 24th regular meeting minutes be amended. Director Lemos seconded the motion, has the roll call, which is the same. And then the original said the motion did not pass due to a lack of a quorum, but it wasn't a lack of a quorum. We had a quorum at the meeting. It was a lack of a majority vote. And then,
Was that what you had on number 5?
yeah, and then I guess I did simplify that a little
I
bit
think
more.
that just needs to come out, there's no reason that needs to be in the minutes.
Ouch.
What's being removed?
One second.
That's fine with me. We could, yeah,
So, there's an italicized after the motion did not pass due to a lack of a majority vote. There's an italicized statement on here that isn't necessary to the minutes.
You need to speak up, it's hard to hear down here, too.
After the motion did not pass due to a lack of a majority vote, there is a paragraph that starts off, there was some discussion on whether the 2 votes to 1 established a quorum.
Oh, gotcha.
That can come out, it's not necessary because there was no majority vote.
yeah, I'm fine with that. So if we just, after the motion failed, if we just cross off the paragraph I have there, that would be fine with me.
And then go on with the other one.
So cross off this paragraph on that page, Chris?
That's
That one there?
correct.
All right.
I'm fine with that. Next one was 6. Basically all I did was changed anonymous
Did you get
to,
one? Do you have an extra one for Cleveland team? He didn't get one.
I only handed one out to you to,
So you wouldn't have to
so you
write-
wouldn't have to write it all down. I wasn't. It wasn't a unanimous letter, it was an anonymous letter, so I just changed the word anonymous. And, since it was not included with the copy here, I removed the please see attached copy, because it was not attached. And third correction would be under 10, B, meeting decorum.
What page on, Chris?
This would be the second page, information items, item B.
Which minutes are on here? Well, that's why.
And that was removing the meeting decorum paragraph and replacing it with the paragraph on the page I gave you, which states, President Lemos addressed the board, President Lemos addressed the need for maintaining order and professionalism during board meetings, noting that both the board and the public must follow established procedures to ensure meetings are conducted efficiently and respectfully. He reviewed applicable provisions of the Brown Act, SB 2000, and the district's bylaws requiring adherence to Robert's Rules of Order. There was discussion among board members and members of the public regarding meeting decorum and the enforcement of these rules. Following discussion, the board moved on to the next item of business.
So that would replace all of B?
That would replace all of B.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And that's all I have.
Okay, that was a lot to amend to this. Is there, trying to think if we should try and recap that, or I guess we'll just leave it leave it to a vote. I mean, there's nothing substantive that has changed in that. So do I have a motion to accept the corrected minutes that both Chris and I made to the minutes, or are there any other changes to the minutes? Oh, I'm sorry, are there any other changes to the minutes that anybody would like to make? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion to accept the changes that Chris made and one change that I made to the April 28th meeting minutes?
I move to accept the corrected minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
So, who motioned? Lemos did?
Yes.
Motioned to accept corrections. And this is the April minutes, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Is there any discussion?
Who seconded?
Samuel.
Sam, thank you.
A point of clarification,
Sure.
Mr. President. In the minutes, there's a section about the air trailer, and it states Chief Bailey stated this was discussed during Chief's report. Is there somewhere in the minutes or in the agenda that goes over the Chief's report, or am I missing it?
No, that's one of the things that we're gonna work on, is right now the chief's report is, presented orally.
Okay,
And so we need to make sure that what the chief is saying that the department is doing from an operational standpoint, and capture that. So
Okay.
we'll be working on that. There's an item coming up in the agenda that will help, address that.
okay. Great.
Is there any other discussion? Okay, so we have a motion to amend the minutes with the document that Chris gave the chief and taking out the italicized paragraph.
On this one here, that's for the April minutes, correct? Your corrections?
So that was what, item 5 was approval of the March
Oh, okay,
meeting. So
okay,
if you
gotcha,
look at the
gotcha.
top, I believe
Okay,
it
see.
says corrections for the
Oh,
April
yeah, I read
28th.
the wrong one.
That's the title of the section.
I read the wrong one, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, having no other discussion, having a motion and a second on the floor for the April 28th meeting minute corrections. Matt, can you do a roll call vote?
Briggs,
Aye.
Cross,
Aye.
Latini? No. Lemos
Aye.
and Samuel.
Aye.
Motion passes. Now we have the September 29th, 2025 special meeting. Again, that was held with the specific purpose of addressing the insurance that was expiring that evening, that we needed to get something passed. Are there any changes to these meeting minutes? Okay, I have two. One is, okay, so on action item 4, under, number 1,
Okay.
it says, without someone to lead the meeting, we cannot renew the insurance policies. Director Lemos addressed Director Briggs to bring up the information from the county council. Everything after that point, under item 1, where it starts at this point and ends with president to run today's meeting only, needs to be removed.
So you want county council just at this point?
At this point, to president to run today's meeting.
Judge Briggs continuing to the council over insurance line?
That discussion has no bearing on that.
So how far down?
I'm sorry?
How far down?
From about this point all the way through, until
To the
number
end-
2.
Till
To
the
number
start
2,
of
got it. So all it's gonna say is, without someone to lead the meeting, we cannot renew the insurance policies. And Director Lemos addressed Director Briggs to bring up the information from county council. That's
Correct.
what it's gonna say.
Yes.
Alright.
And then under item 2,
Mm-hmm.
when it says Director Latini motion to nominate Director Lemos as pro tem president for tonight's meeting only. A second was asked for. You can take out the commentary that says both Directors Lemos and Director Briggs stated they would not vote for this.
Okay.
And then it'll just say there was no second.
Okay, so I'll just read Director Latini motion to nominate Director Lemos as pro tem president for tonight's meeting only. A second was asked for, there was no second.
Are there any other changes to the special meeting minutes? Hearing none, do I have a motion to accept the corrected special meeting minutes from September 29th? We're gonna be here all night.
Alright, I move to accept the corrected, meeting minutes from September 29th.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on those changes?
Cross, you seconded?
I did.
Got up?
Yeah.
Okay, roll call vote.
Briggs?
Aye.
Cross?
Second, or, aye.
Wow.
Latini? No. Lemos?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Samuel?
Again, I'm sorry, Sam. Sorry, Jake. Get ahead of myself. Motion carries. Okay, item number 7, public comment. Members of the public are entitled to address the board of directors concerning any item within the Farmington Fire Protection District's subject matter jurisdiction. Public comments are limited to no more than 5 minutes, except for certain specific exceptions. The board of directors is prohibited from discussing or taking any action on any item not appearing on the posted agenda. So just as a reminder, this is, you can say anything you want to the board as long as it's, I guess you can say whatever. I was gonna qualify that, but I'm not gonna qualify
Yeah,
that.
as long as it's under 5 minutes.
However, remember that if there's a specific board item that you would like to address, we're also taking the time to allow you to address that before that board item. So is there any members of the public that would like to speak?
Why? Nobody listens. We're either shut up, or we get a no. Why?
Hearing no public comment, we'll move on. Item number 8 is budget status report as of September 30th, 2025. Are there any members of the public that would like to speak on or provide comment to the budget status report? Hearing none, Matt, can you go ahead and give us the budget report?
Yeah, so as of September 30th, 2025, cash on hand in our general fund, hold on, I got like a jumbled number here. Let me see your,
I think it's just a comment.
yeah. Oh, there it is, yeah, $1,402,907.07. Cash on hand in our grant fund, $3,021.64. Cash on hand in our strike team fund, $110,872.80. Cash on hand in our capital outlay fund of $11,859.77, for a total of $1,528,661.28.
Okay, and just so the other board members understand, our budget and our accounting is handled through the county, through the auditor controller. And so these accounts are set up with those account numbers to handle specific things of the district. So most of our money is held within the general fund currently. We also have a grant fund because we will request grants, and it's an easy way to keep track of those funds. We also have a strike team fund that the money that would come in from sending fire apparatus out to assist other jurisdictions that are not in the immediate area there's a process for the state to reimburse those, so we have a fund set up for that, as well as the capital outlay fund, which is designed to look at multi-year items that the district may need to purchase that go beyond the ability to have the cash available to do that for the specific year. Currently, these are kind of jumbled, and this is gonna be something that we'll probably work on in the future, but do you have any questions about, that budget status report? Okay, hearing none, I don't believe we need to vote on that. Item 9, payment of bills. As everyone is aware, we haven't had a meeting since April 28, 2025. So normally we would have had a May meeting, a June meeting, a July meeting, an August meeting, a September meeting to get to this point for the October meeting. The bills that were paid when we did not have a quorum, the county allowed the bills to be paid, I believe for all, but I'm not 100% sure on July, for May, June, and at least part of July, maybe the whole month. And then when we reestablished the quorum, when Chris came back on the board, we were unable to have a meeting in August or September. However, those bills, the county would not allow to pay because the board had resumed a quorum to be able to pay those. So we have to catch up on those. So before we discuss it, are there any members of the public that would like to address that agenda item 9? Okay, hearing none. Matt, I don't believe the May, June, or July bills were in the packet. I have them because it was.
I got the ones from the county in here that were paid with the checks. So I'll let you guys look at them.
You don't have those, right? It was just.
So here's, if you guys wanna look, cause I think Chris and Jeff have them, but those are the bills that were approved by the auditor controller for May and June.
Okay.
And then I'll let you have July,
Not in this
because
packet.
Butch and Chris and Jeff have
All right.
what the auditors paid.
Got it. Thank you.
And then you just swap them when you get done looking at them.
Okay, so since we didn't have a May meeting, there was a list of bills provided by the chief dated June 11th, 2025. These were signed off by the secretary treasurer for the county to pay. I did not sign that only because there is no authority for the board to take action outside of the meeting. My statement at the time was I had no problem buying anything that was necessary to maintain public safety or the needs of our employees or public. I'm looking at the list of accounts payable for June 11th, 2025, which I don't know that you guys can even see that. However, the only item that I have a question about, Matt, is there was a bill for $1,794.98 paid to Dugan McHugh.
Oh, that's in the bills he's got over there. Is that May and June?
It's, yeah,
Is that what you're talking about,
Yep.
Jeff?
Yes.
They should be in your deal there.
So that bill is referenced into this packet.
it's right here.
Yeah, please don't.
I'm not moving them, that's why my hand.
No, no. I've got-
My hand
I've-
didn't leave
Don't
this
mix
one.
them up.
I've got it because I went through a number.
Okay.
Thank you. So that's number 4. Matt, so we received a bill from Dugan McHugh on June 4th. Because it's attorney-client, I'm not asking about anything that was specific to what was covered in that. But was this for any work done after that April 28th meeting?
Yes, there should be a deed here.
There's a bill in your new packet.
Yeah. Your new package should have the bill, there should be a, yeah, this here. That's what she gave us,
Here's one here
that
too.
right there, just,
Virtual
but,
Okay, so most of this was for that meeting. Okay, I don't have a
yeah,
problem.
yeah. I just have to.
It was 2/10 after that was probably billing. You know,
They charge you to bill you?
They charge you to bill you.
Yeah.
I've looked through these pretty extensively and marked them up. I did not see any issues in the May, June bills that, and you can take my word for it, or we can wait and go back to this at a future time after you have a chance to look through all of the bills. But I have looked through them all and I did not see any issues in these at all. Does,
Which bills are we talking about?
so after the April 28th meeting, there would be bills that have come in that would have been paid as of July 11th. So
Right.
that's why it says May, June.
Okay,
So those bills have already
You
been
have the
paid.
July bills.
yeah.
And then
I,
as soon
yeah,
as Cross
same
is
as
done
if you'd
with,
like to see this,
those
they're
2
already.
months, I'll swap them.
I can
Got it.
run through the whole list, but these are all basically things needed to maintain district operations. I did not see anything that I would question. And you can take my word for that, or we can table this until you get all of the copies of all of the bills and go through those. Some of these we will see similar type things when we get to this one.
Yeah, be multiple.
From what I went through on this, I don't think you need to table it on my end. Everything looks like operational costs, from medical to
Yeah.
just operational costs.
Okay, so do I have a motion to accept that we paid the bills for May and June to June 11th, 2025?
I motion that we accept the bills as they are.
Do I have a second?
Second,
So
Is there
you're
any-
doing May and June?
May and June 1st.
Okay.
Do we have any discussion on that?
Two.
Did you?
Yeah, we still have to approve them,
Yeah.
so even
Yeah.
if they've been paid.
You're right.
yeah, motion.
Approve. Cross motions to approve. Approve May and June bills. And then you second it, right, Samuel?
Correct.
Samuel seconded. Okay.
Any discussion? Okay, Matt, we're ready for a roll call vote on the motion to accept that we paid the bills for May and to June 11th, 2025.
Briggs,
Aye.
Cross,
Aye.
Latini. Lemos,
Aye.
and Samuel.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, so the next group of bills, and Matt, these were all paid.
Yeah, the July bills were paid by the auditor too.
Okay, so, same thing for the, bills from June 12th through July 1st is the next set that we would have had at a meeting. And, I looked through these, same thing, these are all standard operating costs necessary for the district to operate. I did not see, anything, that I would question or see as out of the ordinary.
I have a question, I
Sure.
should have asked it on the last one we had, asked about the Dugan, the law firm. I see that there's a retainer or a trust account on
Yes.
there. Do they debit the trust account?
No, currently we have a retainer with them, but we're still billed, we could access the retainer. but
Got
So
it.
far, we've just been paying those.
Okay.
So, to kind of speed this along, if nobody has an objection, can somebody, make a motion to accept that we paid the bills from June 12th through July 1st?
I move that we, accept that we pay the bills.
To accept, approve July 2025 bills.
Correct.
There's a motion.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Matt, roll call vote?
Briggs,
Aye.
Cross,
Aye.
Latini,
Aye.
Lemos,
Aye.
and Samuel.
Aye.
I waited. Motion carries. Okay, so now, Matt, this is where this gets a little murkier because we didn't have the meeting in August, we didn't have the meeting in September. In some cases, those invoices carried over to the next month, so it's hard looking at the packets that we got to figure out, although I did it, I think. So everything from July 2nd through tonight
Yes, should
have
be.
not been paid.
No.
And they would be all in October.
October's billing, yes. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so now you guys all have that one. So that's gonna say October 27th. And I do have some questions on these, but I'll let somebody else go first if they have questions.
Do we just go through each one, or is it?
Yeah, so we don't really, normally don't, so normally you would get your packet ahead of time, usually on the Friday before the Monday meetings. And then you can, look at it, and then when we sit down to have, the meeting, you can bring up anything that you have questions about.
Okay.
Did you get your packet before tonight?
Yeah, I got one second.
Okay. So, does anyone have any, things that they would like to address in the bills between July 2nd and October 27th that have, and I think
They're all right here.
there are total of 26 items. Some of these we probably need to go through.
So these are compounded of 3 months.
Yes.
Some of them are compounded 3 months.
Is there interest that we paid on them for not paying them in time?
Yeah, the, P.O. box
Okay.
that I paid for with the, district checking account, that had a late fee on it, so instead of being, what was it, $78, it was $108.
Okay.
And then the, phone bill, we actually got a credit on that one, so we have a $100 credit on our Frontier bill.
What was
But I
the
had to
credit
pay
for?
that one because the phone was shut off. And I notified Director Briggs and Director Latini that the phones were shut off, and I had to pay the bill to get the phones turned back on.
So the credit was, what was the credit? You said
So
you-
we paid the bill of 700 and whatever it was.
Okay.
And they said that that was, because we just got a credit. I go, why do we have a credit? So I called them up, and that was a 4-hour fiasco trying to get the phones turned on, talking to people. And they said that that was part of this month's bill.
Okay.
So I just told her to just move that $100 and just credit the account for the following bill.
Okay.
Yeah, and, so you guys know, there's a house, checking account with Oak Valley Bank for small stuff that the chief and, the administrative chief have the ability to, either write a check or use the debit card to purchase those items. It was one of the things that I requested that, wasn't included in the previous months when I met, is it's important that we have those receipts in the official board packet, just to keep it clean. So those are all now included in here as well.
So one question I had, fire risk management services.
FRMS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'm,
Was it the 33,000?
Yes, it looks like it is.
Yeah, so what happened was, is when we were with FASIS, they didn't bill us. So when FRMS took over from FASIS, they audited their books. How many years was it, they said? 3 years. So that's what they came up with after the audit of the books, that we owed them $33,000.
So it wasn't that we blew off
No,
bills?
no,
Okay, I was
we didn't
wondering
get a
how we
bill.
got-
In fact,
Everybody got it.
they started off by apologizing to us, saying this was an oversight, you know how they are, but they still want their money.
Okay,
They
All
even,
right.
it even worked out with me
Yeah.
to make payments.
Yeah.
all right. I feel a lot better about that.
Yeah, so we didn't do nothing
I
wrong.
saw, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
That's a
we owe
big
for
number.
3 years,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, why did
And
we owe for 3 years?
Chris, I don't know if you noticed, but in the packet that we got last month, it was like 33,000. And
Yeah.
the difference is that this is
It's-
our next year's.
Yeah.
No, it's 56.
It's
Yeah.
56
It's 33 plus what we owe
for this
year.
coming
For
year.
this coming year,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah, so they do an estimate based on your payroll and you pay a percentage.
Quarterly.
Copy.
Do you report that to them quarterly then?
That's my job tomorrow to do that. It's
Okay.
like a 4-hour job.
Yeah, it's not fun, I'm sure.
It's not fun. But I do it.
Were you involved at all with them on calculating these numbers, or is it,
No, this all comes from them.
Yeah.
so you didn't provide any additional reports or?
No, the only
reporting?
thing I provide is, how many firefighters there were, what their salaries were total.
Yeah.
And it has different columns, so clerical would be
Sure.
me, my salary would go there,
Right.
firefighters and chief would go in this other one. There's one for volunteers, but we don't have volunteers anymore because everybody's an employee now. And, I added up, you guys are on the list also as
Yeah.
the board members, even though you're unpaid.
It says
they still
zero,
have
right?
that
Yeah,
Zero, with a zero.
Yeah.
And I send it in quarterly, and it's due the end of this month, so I've gotta do it tomorrow.
So then how was there, did they explain to you then what the differences are? Was it, you underreported what the payroll was?
There's been times when I've underreported, there's been
Okay.
times when I've overpaid and we've received a check.
Yeah,
So,
they just never went and did an audit then for 3 years.
No,
Wow.
well, Fastest was
going out of business.
they were selling the business
Yeah.
and Farms took it over,
Yeah.
which is fire risk management, something or other.
Okay,
And I was shocked when I got the first letter, I called them right away. I said, what is this?
right.
Well, I guess they had 5 people taking phone calls from everybody in California who got the same letter. And, it was unfortunate, but Fastest let a lot of stuff fall through the cracks is what they said. And, they're cleaning up the books and their books, and we have to pay our share. And then, when it came to Farms taking over, they were sending our, invoices to the wrong email. We didn't get them. So if I don't have an invoice, I don't figure out what needs to be done, you know? And, so that's what but we've got it fixed now, so they're sending them to me directly, which is great, or Matt or Chief. And I tell Chief about it, and then he goes ahead and tells me to go ahead and do the paperwork, cause it is a little detailed.
Jake, I don't know if that's, something that we can do differently, but it's probably something we need to look at in the future as far as what the cost is we're paying for workers' comp versus other carriers that are out there. I don't know if, in this case, if that can change or not. Any other?
Yeah, speak up, it's hard for me to hear down here too. What was that you said last time, Jeff?
Oh, I just said that, workers' comp carriers vary
Oh,
depending
okay.
on the company. So in the future, we might wanna look at if there's a less expensive company out there to provide
not.
that service.
Do we have a broker that can research that, or is it, you just go to one company and pretty much everyone uses the same one?
No, years ago, like, what was it, 25 years ago is when we went with these guys? And it's all fire related, so it's all fire departments, there's no private companies with it. And it's like a, JPA, kind of that sort of thing.
Okay,
And, so it saves a lot of money, more than, I mean, we were paying so much out the nose for who we used to be with.
Oh, who was it?
It was a big business, but we were, I mean, it was killing us. So when this thing got together, they came and approached us, and the board at that time thought it was a great idea, so we did all the paperwork. Actually, Mary Ann Stroyan was his, board secretary at the time, and she did all the paperwork and got it set up. And, when she left, I took over and learned everything I had to learn for that, so. But yeah, this is the cheapest there is out there.
Anybody else?
I have a few. Go ahead.
Hey, Matt,
Excuse me. I have a real problem with this. As board members, you can't whisper to each other, you gotta let everybody know what you're saying.
We might wanna invest in some intercom, because honestly, sit right here, he's not whispering, he's talking down, look at it. I
Yeah.
understand that you cannot hear it, but
Right.
no part of it have I felt has been malice or
No.
done out of bad.
No, I don't
no
think it's
aspect of
malice
it.
at all either, but it's very
Okay.
difficult for us to
So
hear out
we
here.
might just need to look at some way of projecting our voices a little bit more, which is not something that's not outside of it.
Well,
So
we do have
definitely
a mic
discuss it.
system here.
So,
Oh,
Yeah.
big speakers
That
there.
might solve it.
yeah.
Matt, item 5 on this list was for the Central San Joaquin Water Conservation
second.
District. $7.58, that was for the corner
Property.
lot over here.
Yes,
And for us to be able to get a bill on that, correct me if I'm wrong, Jake, we would have to have a well, right?
I-
For water
Yes.
extraction?
I don't think you have to have a well, I think it's just a matter of you have property
We
that
get
could
one
draw
every year
water.
and we have no well on it.
yeah, so
On empty lot.
I
It's
sent-
weird because it's only that one lot.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
when I get the paperwork from Central San Joaquin, it has all 3 parcels, they ask you, do you have cattle? No. Do you farm it? No. Does it have water?
No.
No. And then I send it back,
And
and
then
then
still-
we got a $7.58
And they waive the
bill,
cost
so,
of that.
I mean, I don't know what other people are paying, but,
Same
It's a,
thing.
it's a parcel fee, essentially.
$7.75.
Yeah.
but,
So in 3 years, we might get a true up like we got from the other, because they figured that we have other parcels.
yeah.
I'm
If
sorry.
if they can get their accounting figured
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, the other one I have, Matt, is, the bill from Duga McHugh, which,
Yes.
consolidated several bills.
Hold on a second here, let me get to it. Where is it, where am I? This?
You want mine?
Oh, no, I got it.
Do you-
So,
do you want this,
the,
go past it?
$2,438.58 was for billing from June 23rd, August 23rd, September 12th.
Yeah, I don't know why we got September 12th, but, most of those bills is when we were doing the agenda, there was some things that came up and Director Latini asked me to call the attorney to get clarification.
So in this is an attorney-client sheet that we discussed in the last closed session. It's not supposed to be in an open board
Well,
packet.
hold on. So you board members get all the detailed information. Anything that the public gets will be redacted, but you guys have the right to see everything that we see.
That's true in closed session. So my question is, on August 11th, it says, receive and review email correspondence and attachments from Chief Matt Bailey regarding Chris Lemos' resignation letter, Kelly Ogilvy regarding board letter of interest, Kelly Ogilvy letter of recommendation, Mike Campoy board letter of interest, Candy Conrad board letter of interest.
And that was for the county. So like Chris Lemos's, we had to have the attorney write a letter to the Board of Supervisors saying that we have a board member missing and government whatever, to fill that position.
Okay, and I'm not gonna say anything that's secret here,
Yeah.
but in that last, closed session board meeting, that attorney stated that they were only representing us from a labor standpoint.
You can't
We
say
needed
what was
to
said in
get
closed session.
a governance attorney, which is what we came back and
yeah.
said.
That's
in the
actually
open
what was said
Said
in
in
public
closed
when
session,
we,
yeah.
no,
Well,
that's what we said in public.
The only
when we
attorney
came
we
back.
had, Jeff, was her. And the county wanted a letter from whoever was representing us.
Okay.
And so they wrote a letter just saying that we needed the Board of Supervisors to pick Mr. Lemos, or whoever, to fill the position. That's what it was. And she told me to send her, all the stuff, so I did.
And I will say, I don't have a copy of that you just
Oh,
sent
you
in.
don't have?
I don't have what you just read.
Well,
I only
hold
have,
on,
I
let me,
only have the bill itself.
I'm
The
looking for the
outstanding
bill.
amount
Bill.
with no-
Because I didn't put that in the
Yeah,
package.
nothing of the redacted portion of it, it just
That's-
says outstanding bill
You're
and it
adding
has.
stuff to your package after you did it.
Here it is.
Yeah, I
So-
got it in my packet too,
So,
my
to
September one.
clarify,
There you go.
what I did was, we had multiple packets, so we were given a packet, I was given a packet for July. I was given a packet for August, I was given a packet for September, and the one for this meeting. What I did was, I went and separated all the pages and took out the ones that were duplicative to, and the ones that were in one packet and not in another packet, I consolidated them into the documents for this meeting, because I would have received them for this meeting. So that's, I have a significant concern about that I think we're gonna address later in the
Okay.
meeting. So I'll move on. The other one, Matt, is, there's a bill from Barry Hickerson for $1,200.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
Yes, so we were able to put on a first responder course, you know, here at the station, back in August. And Barry was able to teach the class. And so we got an hourly rate for him to teach the class to get 3 of our people certified so that they could work on patients.
Were there people from other departments?
Yes, there was a person from Collegeville, I don't know if he was on yet, he said he applied, he was there. There was 2 or 3 people from, there was a total of 9, 8 or 9. Kaz, how many people were there? 8 or 9?
2 from Linden, us 3, 1 from Collegeville, and 2 from Escalon.
Yeah, 2 from Escalon, there you go.
So Matt, I thought in our hiring documents, we required people to be either EMR or EMT. before they were
Well,
hired.
actually, the last one, we had a lot of people apply that didn't have certification, because we didn't have anybody applying to join that had the certification for $16 an hour.
Okay, so how much did we charge the other people to attend the class?
It was free, everything was free.
For the people from
Well,
other
because the
districts?
county, so, Barry, you on the phone?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear him, but if you can, he's on speaker.
Yeah. go ahead.
Can you explain to Jeff how the, county did this class, being that you were, in charge of it?
We hosted it, they were in charge.
It was a county class, it was a county EMS class. They retained kind of the ownership and the control of the content and the curriculum. So the county made it available to all agencies. It was open to everybody, and they just had to register through the county EMS office. So we did not control the registration. Up to them to fill it. They had tried a prior class months before that and had 0 registrants and had to collapse the class. So we had an internal need, and we've been contacted by other departments on our side of the county wanting a class for EMR. So I met with the county to offer services that I would instruct the class, given they had provided the curriculum and documentation, and it was up to them to solicit and register the attendees and provide certificates upon completion of the class. So we really provided, the department provided a site, support, just some prudence to the program for these attendees. And I think there were 4 departments represented at the class.
Okay, and Barry, you sent an invoice from another company, can you explain the relationship with them?
That is a consulting company that I own and operate, that I provide services through that company to, organizations under a W-9 situation. So I don't, take on employers, employee, but I do work with, advice companies, pharmaceutical companies, and EMS companies, including, this is, I think, actually be my first fire client, but I work as a business that I own and operate.
So Barry, when you do that for these other companies, are they 1099ing you, or do you have
Yes.
an actual company?
They're 1099.
So they're 1099ing you as an individual.
As a limited liability corporation. And I have that IRS information to provide to anybody that does those tax, documents at the end of the
Yeah,
year.
there's also additional document.
Okay. All right, thank you, Barry.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Right here,
I just, I'm not.
This creates a little bit of a dilemma for the district because Barry is also listed as an employee of the district. So, there was no contract done between the district and Barry. This class could have easily have been done by the employee association.
By the who?
The volunteer association. I'm not against it, but it should have been discussed and brought up at a board meeting or with the board for approval. We can't just, somebody gives us an invoice and the district then just writes them a check because they say they're owed it. We have no documentation that exists between Barry and his limited liability company and the district. We don't know what insurance he has as an individual contractor. We don't know what liability this puts the district in. If we pay him simply as an employee at the $16.50 an hour rate that he's currently employed by, I would not have a problem with that. But to have a relationship with him when we have no documentation between us or him, or no agreement between the board and him, until we have something established, I don't know that we can legally do that. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah.
It provides a conflict of interest, potentially, and not have that proper documentation. Do you have any of that from him, a W-9 or anything set up yet with Barry?
As an employee,
I've
yeah.
done, a W-9 I don't have from Barry, no, but I do have a lot of W-9s filed away.
For everyone else?
Yeah,
Sure.
as far as, what was the one he said where he gets a
1099.
1099, I've done those before. We did those a while back when, we're doing strike teams, and then that flip-flopped and we had to change that, so there've been a lot of changes throughout the years.
Barry? Are you still there?
Yes.
Do you understand the dilemma that puts the board under?
Yeah, I don't understand the dilemma that puts the board under. It's kind of a little bit, at this point in time, water under the bridge.
Would you be willing to accept being paid that 40 hours at the $16.50 an hour that we can do, and work with you in the future to have some other type of business relationship between your limited liability company and the district to continue to do further training?
Or I have a thought, though, too. True to what Barry said, it's water on the bridge, but we need to be better about doing it in the future. Would there be something that the county would put forth for that, for his fee?
Like funding? No,
Yeah.
Probably not.
I mean, if it was a county-sponsored event, essentially, from what it sounds like, and we're forking a bill for it and it was free, like, doesn't seem exactly right. But secondly, I think, take it as maybe a learning exercise or a training exercise, as long as we get everything put together for Barry, his limited liability company, and set forth, like, the training's done, it's probably tough to go back and say, pay you a different rate than what was already done. Or if we're worried about conflict of interest, we pay the employee rate if he's truly an employee. And I apologize, Barry, I don't know you yet, hope to meet you one day, so I don't know everyone who's an employee here yet, but if we're worried about conflicts of interest as a board perspective, we pay the employee rate, the county pays the difference to it, because it was a training that was already put forth and done.
Could we potentially table that one item, get, a W-9 from him and consult with council to see what our options are?
Barry is listed under the county payroll. I've seen that on payroll documents. So it's, I mean, I personally don't have any problem paying him the 40 hours at $16.50 an hour, or time it for his prep time to help cover some of that difference. I mean,
'Cause I
what
know
he's
there's a
asking
lot
for,
of- there's-
$30 an hour, is pretty damn cheap.
For
Yeah.
a consultant, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Hey, Barry, this is, Lemos. Did you have prep time in addition to the 40 hour, cause it's a 40-hour class, did you have prep time preparing the materials, thank you, yeah, the materials and lessons, I'm sorry, for the class?
Yeah, not only did I have prep time, I had preparation, I had a simple most of, PowerPoints, I had test review time, I had drive time. Every class was 1 hour out and 1 hour back, plus mileage, which was not charged for, so the department was only charged for my actual class teaching time. To include the other time would have about doubled the amount of hours.
Yeah, well,
Alright, let me,
So we can play math on it. I mean, you can pay me out at $16.50 an hour. That really wasn't the agreement going in.
Well, but Barry, you have no agreement with the board. That's the problem.
And that's,
Right, I didn't
That's
negotiate with the
$800
board.
difference.
I negotiated with Matt.
Yeah, there was no board to negotiate with, and this was time sensitive to get this
So if
class
I
done.
got told by Matt not to do anything until the board could be brought into it, that's what would have happened.
so Barry, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, go ahead, Barry.
So the class was started and instructed on good faith from my relationship, understanding with Matt. So there was a time element with the county EMS office, so if we wouldn't have acted, we wouldn't have had the class.
Great.
And these board departments wouldn't have had their EMRs.
Okay, Barry, do you think that it's safe to say that you had at least 72 hours into this class when it takes your prep time, your driving time and all that?
At least, yes.
Okay, could you, just to make it cleaner, put in a time documenting that, because if you put 72.72, so let's just say 73 hours, and that would bring us to $1,200 at the $16.50, is that something that
as a
we
payroll
could?
rate?
Yeah, as what his normal rate is.
But I think that puts us even in more conflict, because now we're paying an employee to give a training, whereas Barry is a consultant giving a training, and Barry, I'm assuming, has all the insurance and proper.
He's
Then
our,
he'd be covered
he's
under
our,
he'd be covered under our line.
then if we're doing, because he's our training officer anyway.
Oh, he
does
is?
all of our EMS training, all of our CE.
In-house.
In-house,
And
yeah.
that's how we
Yeah.
keep our continued education.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
we have a CE number to be able to do
So,
this.
I don't think that puts us in
Okay.
a difficult place, we're just saying that
He should have been
he
paid.
did it in-house and.
Paid as employee,
and
not
then
as-
that would remove any conflict of interest, I would think, it would satisfy your
Yep.
concerns?
Yep.
Could you do that, Barry, would that be okay with you if we paid you for 73?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that would bring us, if we go to 73 hours, that brings us to like $1,203 or something like that, but yeah.
Yeah, so I just need to talk to Matt or Connie later on this week, I understand what type of documentation I need to submit for that.
I would think just a
Time
time sheet, just documenting your hours.
Okay, yeah, I haven't filled one out before, since I don't think I've drawn a nickel this year, so. I need a bit, so I can, get that properly filled out.
Maybe just a spreadsheet, I don't know.
Well,
I'll leave that to
actually, he
you
can do
guys,
a
yeah.
time card, and I
Yeah.
can turn it in on the next payroll, cause he's already on the payroll list,
Yeah.
Perfect.
and
That
do it
resolves
that
that
way.
issue.
That's a simplicity way
Hey,
of doing
hey,
it.
Barry,
Yes,
can you also maybe, if you're willing, well, I can't really discuss it on, because it's not an agenda item, but be thinking about if there's other opportunities to be doing training, particularly with our neighboring districts or things, classes that we potentially could put on that are revenue making and maybe come back with some type of proposal.
There's also, that's contingent upon the county's approval because our CE provider number has restrictions on it, so anything we propose to do, we have to get their approval.
Of course. Welcome to San King County. Thanks, Barry. I'm glad we were able to get that taken care of.
Okay, I'll get a hold of Connie and work that out.
So you can mark that off of the list then, the 1,200?
Yeah.
We probably.
If
No,
you're gonna
no,
do
no,
it as
no,
pay, if you're
no,
gonna do it
no,
as payroll,
Yeah, then
you
it
can
would
mark
be
it
on
off
top
that
of this
list.
one, yeah.
The other one I had, and this is more of a question than an issue. I really don't think it's an issue. Matt, your Kaiser Permanente insurance went from $902.46. It just whatever the group cost or whatever it is went up to $1,013.69. So my question is, do we have an employment agreement, the board, with you for what your pay and benefits are?
Do we, Kelly?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, yeah.
Okay. I don't have a problem paying the
Yeah.
extra $111.
I know mine went up this year.
Yeah, mine did.
It's at 14.
And then the last one I had, just real quick, Matt, we had a true up PG&E bill of $5,850, which is a lot to swallow in one payment.
Oh, yeah, I can only imagine what it would have been.
Our solar that we put in, what percentage does it provide? Approximately, do you know?
No.
Okay.
I've
Don't
got-
worry about it.
I know that we get, so there for a while, for some reason, it wasn't sending information to the computer. So when we got the new hotspots for the, when we put the tower up on the station for the Wi-Fi, now it's reading, so I'm hoping it comes down. But PG&E keeps raising their rates, so I don't know, I can only imagine what it would have been like without the solar panels we had up there.
Yeah, cause that works out to about $400 a month, which
Yeah.
it seems a little high, but it.
No,
Well, I'll tell you, we have the Kuzma charges that are going, the portables, there's a lot of stuff here that's
Right.
constantly being charged.
All the shoreline.
Yeah.
shore power.
Monthly, what we normally get is like anywhere from $9 to $11 a month to pay on PG&E.
Yeah.
And then the
You have a
true
true
up
up,
adds
yeah,
up,
yeah.
it goes up and down
Yeah.
all year, and September is when we get the bill
That's your
for the
true up.
true up.
Yeah.
Okay. That was all the questions I had.
On the PG&E though, do we have a contract with PG&E for the solar use?
A long time ago, when we got that first, they had it where we were supposed to get so much money back or whatever,
Right.
but I think that's changed.
Yeah, they changed the
I don't think that-
system.
Well, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
If I remember, there's certain NEM
I
categories.
can look for the contract, find the contract, but
Yeah, cause
when do we put those solar panels in?
my question is, what is the time of use? Because there's 6
That's-
different programs that are going on right
Yeah,
now
yeah.
with uses of it. And
Yeah.
obviously, I know that we can't adjust our time of use, but there might be a time of use that's more effective
Yeah.
for what we're doing constantly.
That's
But yeah,
exactly
there's
what I
6
thought.
different programs right now going on, so we might wanna look at exactly
Yeah,
what
it's in
we're
the-
in.
You might.
Yeah, I mean, it's
so-
not, it's a simple
We
conversation
got
because
the-
PG&E has to
Yeah.
give you the best option.
It's on.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
part of
They
their
never
pro-
offered us an option, in
because
fact,
you have
at
to
one
ask.
point they locked it.
You have to ask,
Oh,
but
okay.
they're mandated that they have to tell you all the different programs and what the cost of them is.
Okay.
Okay.
And for you to do it, and I know they just changed, cause I was in the same boat myself with the ag portion of it, with 40
Yeah.
acres, we had to redo our time of use,
Right.
Yeah.
time, because all solar's time of use, I know it sounds weird, but all solar's time of use and the amount of, electricity you push out.
Right.
So it might be something that needs to be just a phone call.
Yeah,
They're mandated, they have to tell you all the different options and what's there.
hopefully it's a simple fix.
Yeah. I'll pull the file up tomorrow and you can come and look at it, or one of you guys can look and see what we got.
And I'll see if I have a contact name for the PG&E rep that I've been using. Maybe he can help out here.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions about getting all of our bills to current. And I did wanna comment on one thing, just so you guys are aware of it. We have a charge for Ellen Curtis of $210,000. And what that is, we have a grant that we have to front the money for the grant, and then we get reimbursed that.
Yes.
We get
Yeah,
reimbursed
so I
100%.
get, so if you pay the bills
But we
tonight,
gotta get it done before
Yeah.
December,
We're
otherwise we
getting,
lose that.
we're getting
chance.
it done in about 3 minutes.
so anyway, so what'll happen is, once we get the check, we take a picture of it, Jeff will sign the ARPA, form. It'll go to Sarah Sickle up there on the 6th floor across from the supervisors, and then she'll have a check to us in 2-3 days.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
And so that price is for, so you guys don't know, we got a new air trailer which
Yeah.
refills the SCBA bottles and.
I had to research
The
that.
high pressure one,
Okay.
the high
Yeah,
pressure.
it's a high pressure bottle.
Because the one we had just did low pressure,
Yeah,
and so if we got called to a department that had high pressure bottles, we couldn't fill them.
yeah, we can only go to 45, and a lot of departments are going to 5,500
Right.
PSI bottles.
Okay, to move us along,
Okay.
are there any other comments about the current bills that bring us current finally to?
I have a question, Mr. President, Cascade Fire Department or for Matt, or fire equipment, excuse me, were these new or replacement?
Which one?
Cascade Fire
The
Equipment,
That's
boots?
new.
Oh, the boots?
new stuff?
So,
That's for the new
so the
firefighters.
Cascade
Okay.
is for the, like, boots, hoods, gloves, rubber boots,
Yeah.
hike station boots.
Gotcha.
It's all fire gear.
Okay,
Thank you.
The question that I think he was asking, are these new employees or current employees?
Most of it's for, new employees.
alright,
So there was, from what I think there was 5, I don't have it in front of me, there was 5 sets of boots that were ordered?
It should be 6. 6 hikes and, 1 or 2 sets of rubber boots. And the Nate hoods, and some other stuff. I don't
And do the
remember right off
new-
the top of my head.
do the new recruits get those when they? if they
Yeah,
need
so, Kaz and Sebastian just got their pants I ordered back in, June?
Yeah.
June or July, and you get invoiced when they ship them.
them? Sure, okay.
So, yeah, so we had to wait 3 months to get their Wildland pants.
But I think to answer your
And the
question,
reason why I'm saying is because Kaz and Sebastian were sharing an old set of pants for grass hunters.
but I think to
Got it.
answer your question, like when I left the department, I turned in my boots and.
Okay, so it's
and-
it's department property then?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you for clarifying that. And then, another question on to the air trailer, is that, it makes me feel a lot better that it's a grant. When I first saw that, I'm like.
Yeah,
goodness.
I know. That's why the ARPA is next to it.
Yeah, maybe we gotta park that around.
That's that
back.
ARPA grant, yeah.
So that's, for department use, then if, say you get a call at another high zone or something.
Yeah, we've done that.
Does that get billed out or something? Or
No,
is it-
so what we have is a mutual aid, coordination, plan that everybody signed.
Okay,
And we don't bill neighboring agencies for the use of the air trailer.
gotcha,
Just like if we call them for a truck, letter truck,
based on the.
or a water tender, whatever, they send it, something goes wrong, we know we don't have to pay for the repair.
Yeah, okay. Great. Thank you for clarifying my questions.
Any other discussion? So our list of bills, the only thing that was a question is removing Barry Hickerson, we're gonna pay him as an employee. I'm not thrilled that we've racked up the amount of money we had with the attorney with the board not being involved. Like I said, we'll address that later on in the meeting. Do I have a motion to pay the bills through tonight?
I move to pay the bills through tonight.
With the correction of the, add that we
Oh.
removed the one.
Removing Barry and paying him as an employee.
I second that motion.
To pay bills. Now, this is, August, September, October, right?
Through tonight. So
Through
yeah.
Everything
Just
current.
today, just
everything
put
current.
today.
Today,
Bills
bills,
today.
yeah, current bills. Most motion paid, current bills with the exception
While he's writing, any discussion?
Barry. Hickerson.
I think we discussed it.
Enough. To death.
Paid as employee. Got it. Alright, who seconded? Was it you? So seconded by Cross. Okay.
We there?
We're there. I'm just
Uh,
a slow writer.
Matt, roll call vote?
I said it right, no?
Briggs,
Aye.
Cross,
Aye.
Latini, Limos,
Aye.
Samuel.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Just pass this
Jeff,
around.
would you like me to go and delete that and give you a whole new list for your?
No, I don't, we don't need, I just
I
crossed
can
it.
do it, take me a second.
It'll go in next minute,
Okay.
next minutes.
Just pass it down so we can sign it now.
Okay, item number 10, Chief's report. This is for you guys where the chief updates the board on areas related to the number of calls, any significant incidents that occurred.
Maintenance items,
Training.
news.
So, here we go.
Wait, hold on. Is there any public comment?
Did you report?
Okay, Matt, for the sake of brevity, considering you got 6 months to report on, do you have copies that you can, I see you have no.
I'll have to type them up.
Probably-
But yeah, I mean, I had to go back and find stuff and rewrite it but I can go over real quick the calls.
Yeah,
Yeah, can you just provide, if you're gonna hand type them, can you just make copies of them?
Yeah, I can do that.
Instead of having to type it and waste your time there. For me personally, is everybody's else okay with it, just hand type or handwritten?
Handwritten.
Yeah, don't waste
Yeah.
your time. I think we have more important things we can get done
Alright,
than
so I'll
typing.
just go over this and I'll just print off copies for you.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
So in May, you want me to go over the calls too, or just, I'll go over May maintenance. So water tender 4-1, replaced siren speaker, replaced foot valve, that's the brake valve on the firewall with all the main air lines, and the drain valve for an air tank. The flow tests were done on the SCBA's, the fit testing was done on the firefighters for to wear the BA masks. I ordered medical supplies from Life Assist, and then the safety gear for the firefighters, the helmets. And then 7 new firefighters were put on to do part-time shifts. June maintenance, engine 4-3, Burton's had to replace the heat exchanger. And then I re-glued the numbers and letters and patched some holes in the hose bed cover. The letters were serviced and tested and passed, and then I had to order some more medical supplies. And then the DMV trailer got its trailer identification was taken care of. July, ordered gear for firefighters, maintenance on 4-2, re-glued the numbers and letters on the hose bed cover. Water tender 4-1, the wastegate valve started leaking, and that same month, the new wastegate valve that they put on, that has to do with the turbo, it started leaking again. So I took it back. And then it went back again for warranty and leaking again. And then I'll tell you what ended up eventually happening in another one. And that was it for July. August, here it is right here, the wastegate valve, went there to fix it a third time, and that's when they realized there was no air dryer on the air system on our water tender to keep particles and moisture from going from the tanks into the system. So they ended up having to put an air dryer on water tender 4-1, and so far, fingers crossed, we haven't had a problem. Engine 4-3, one of the hand tool brackets broke, so I had to go to Burton's and pick up a hand tool bracket. John Kelman got us a $2,500 grant from Transcend. Here's the plaque they sent us with the check. We got $2,500 for hazmat equipment, so we need to order 2 new Q-Ray 3 gas monitors, because our other ones are bad, so we're gonna use that to, purchase the gas monitors.
Matt, do we need to vote on that? Is that something we need to vote on?
Well, yeah, you can do it for next month's bill. I'm just letting you know I'm gonna be ordering, gas monitors, but it'll show up in a bill for next month.
These are service calls, sorry to interrupt, what you were provided to us, these are your calls, correct?
Those are all the calls, yes,
Thank you.
for each month.
Thank you.
Now, Jeff gets, a printout, but the printout is a month behind because our board meetings don't go the full month of the year.
That's fine, I just wanted to get clarification that you're
Yes.
not, that this is not some hieroglyphic.
Oh,
that
no,
you're trying to read over there. I'm
no,
like,
that's
we're
actual,
gonna-
yeah.
That's
No,
actually.
Get
that's-
clarification
yeah,
here,
yeah.
transparency.
Those are the calls for the month, and then I break them down with how many were mutual aid, and how many we gave to different agencies, and how many were received from different agencies.
Perfect, thank you, sir.
Where was I? August? And then we had deep cleaned engine 4.2 and 4.3, took everything out of all the compartments, scrubbed them out, cleaned everything, and put the equipment back in. The warranty work was completed on the new air trailer. They fixed the holes where the roll-up cabinet doors lock, and put an air vent cap on top, and then they offered us $400 for the little dent in that you can barely see in the back of the air trailer when you open up the double doors.
Is that reflected in the invoice that we pay?
No, not yet.
So we get a credit? for
Yes,
that?
I'll tell them that, well, we can either do that, yeah, we can either have them put the 400 to that, and then, at the same time, was that in a different one? Well, then I'm on air trailers, I'll go to the old air trailer now. They offered us $9,500 for our old air trailer, Ellen Curtis did, to put towards the 200 and, we're gonna get a credit, so it's not, you know, but, it's $9,500, but that's up to you guys, if you like that price or not. I told him I'd have to bring it to the board and see what, because he started out at 7,500, and I told him it was too low. They came back at 95, and I said I'd have to go to you board members to, ask. So if one of you guys wanna take over the negotiating with, Ellen Curtis, you're more than welcome to.
Where did we, was that paid for with a grant?
Yeah.
Yes, that was paid for by a DOT grant, correct? No, FEMA grant.
FEMA.
Do
grant.
we have a copy of that? Because sometimes grants have restrictions on what you can do with
It's
it.
5 years. So after 5 years, we own it outright, you can sell it or do whatever you want
Yeah.
with it. It's just like the engine
The
grant out
original
there,
cost was
4-1
$80,000.
and all of them. But I'll try to dig it out
Dig that out.
somewhere, yeah.
Thank you.
Cause it was back when Chester was doing
What did we pay for that
on the
grant?
board.
80,000?
It was like 80, 79 or 80,000.
A little under
Yeah,
80,000.
it's amazing how inflation happens, cause this one was 203 and that one was 80. I put a new battery in the new air trailer. And then see, September, Dennis reprogrammed all our mobile radios for free. The retired fire chief with Ripon came out and reprogrammed all our radios for us for free. Engine 4.3's AC broke on the fire down from your father-in-law's house.
Yeah.
So I had to take that in and get it fixed at Delta Truck. And then we deep cleaned water tender 4.1 and water tender 4.2 also, taking everything out, scrubbing out the cabinets, checking all the equipment and putting it back in. And then, I believe I'm on October now. So October, I repaired both the booster line hoses. One blew at that wreck out there on Mariposa Road, and I had to shut it off and use the other booster line. And it had a leak at a coupling, so I repaired both the hoses. Engine 4.1, we added 2 quarts of oil, replaced a running light bulb on the cab. Engine 4.3, we fixed a loose wire for one of the Code 3 rear lights. Dennis also came out earlier this month to program all our portables, and we were lucky, our portables are digital, so we didn't have to purchase new portables. So our old ones work. And then I had to order some more medical supplies, glucose and sterile water. And then I'm gonna need to order, just to let you know, next month you're gonna see this on the bill. I'm gonna need to order a Code 3 siren control for engine 4.1, 3 tail lights for the running board, the tailboard because they're going out. And, I need to get 8 pails of Class A foam and 12 batteries for the portable radios that we have. So I'm just letting you know that now, so there's no surprises on, next month. And then, we were sent the wrong title for the new air trailer. So I had to mail it back, and Elaine Curtis, paid for the UPS, label. And I drove it to Oakdale to the UPS store to have it mailed, and we should be getting our title, sometime, hopefully this week. And then that's it for the chief's report besides the calls. You want me to go over the calls?
No.
No.
Okay. I'll make copies for you.
I already did.
Oh, the notes, the hand notes?
You want me to do the notes
Yeah,
too?
you might, well, you want me to type those up so they're
No.
more?
No.
No, just,
All right,
yeah.
and if you just wanna
This
make
is-
copies of everything, because I ended up going back through and moving stuff where it goes here, but.
I don't care, they
Just
can
in
figure
the
it out.
future, chief, when you come to the chief report, if I can get a copy, so I can take
Oh, yeah,
notes on it.
what I'll do is, hopefully, I'll get a sample from one of the other fire chiefs, how they do it, cause some fire chiefs give chiefs reports, some don't. Some do handwritten, some do verbal, and some type up a full report. So I'll see if I can find a sample of a typed one, and then go off of that for what's the word I'm looking for?
Template?
Template, thank you.
Any other questions for the chief for the chief's report? Okay, moving on to item number 11, correspondence. I can't really open that to public comment because
There's no action.
correspondence.
There's correspondence here, but it's really nothing.
Yes.
Estimated tax revenues and addresses changing
Yeah.
in our district.
Okay, any public questions on correspondence? And there's no action for us to take based on correspondence. Okay, item 12, action items. So we have 5 things that we're going to talk about tonight and maybe make some decisions on. The first one of those, Matt, is I think in your court, which is
Okay, you want to speak up?
the first one is in your court, which is the audit for 24-25 fiscal year. For you guys, our fiscal year is July.
Yeah, so you guys all got copies of these. It's the 2 things that John Stamatos needs the president to sign to do our audit and the report they send to the state. So, have you guys got copies of these, correct, and read them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they got that.
But here, these are the copies you need to sign, Jeff, if you pass them. So I'll just leave them here for now.
Okay, and I asked you, Matt, what's the cost for the audit?
Oh, it's in, it should be in here.
It's in there.
It's in here.
And
It's been the same cost for.
It's in that paper there.
okay, do I have a motion that we approve? Somebody see that?
The letters from the CPA for the proposal for the audits.
Are they? Is it costing that?
Yeah, it should be, should it tell you what it
It's
what it is?
6,000.
Yes. right,
Says will not
6,000.
exceed $6,000.
Not exceed.
Yeah.
And that's
That's-
each
It's only for one fiscal year.
for one fiscal, okay.
It's gone up.
Oh, I got 2 copies of the same thing.
Yeah.
Those are 2 copies of the same
Okay,
thing?
yeah, that's
Oh.
fine, that's.
No, they're not 2 copies of the same thing if you look at it. They look like they're the same, but they're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
One's like a hello letter, the other one is approving and agreeing to what they're gonna
Well, since you're speaking, Jake, would you like to make a motion?
do. Certainly, I move to accept Johnson Matta CPAs as the audit towards the financial review or financial audit of the books,
for $6,000.
Or not to exceed?
and not to exceed $6,000.
I'll second the motion. Oh, sorry, I got ahead of you.
Do I have a second?
Yeah, I second the motion.
Okay, Nemo seconded.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay,
Are we good, Matt?
yeah.
A roll call vote?
Briggs,
Aye.
Cross,
Aye.
Latini, Lemos,
Aye.
and Samuel.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'm signing these for you right now.
Okay.
Okay, next under action items is retain new district attorney, and I probably should have qualified that with a new attorney for the district, not district attorney.
Oh. I didn't even pick up on that.
And what this is the district has a need to employ a governance attorney and a general counsel attorney to support us through several issues that have come up. Can you hand those down?
Thank you.
And so we need to decide what we're gonna do. Is there any public comment on that?
An attorney for what? Are you replacing an attorney with another attorney?
No,
So, you want me, or you want
oh,
me?
go ahead, go ahead.
So we had, actually back in April, we had, voted to, retain a governance attorney, to help us through, and general counsel to help us through a variety of different issues that we were facing that our current attorneys, did not feel qualified to help us with. And so, this, just so much time has gone by and we got new people involved and all that, and I suggested that we, put it to a vote, again, and revisit it. Does that pretty much sum it up?
Any other public comment? Okay, do we, have a motion?
Yes, I would move to, create a resolution to hire a new, general counsel. Hiram Crabtree and Suntag, for our, district general counsel. And to establish communication protocol with said attorney.
Do you have a?
Was it Crabtree, Suntag, General what?
Yeah,
General counsel.
when we do
Thank
that, when we discuss it, or you want me to read the resolution?
So your motion is to pass resolution 25-10-1
Yeah,
for, selecting a new governance attorney. Is that what-
yeah, that's fair.
That was the resolution.
I know it's,
Well, here, we can,
Oh, is this from the last?
no, this will be a new resolution for it, so do we wanna hand that out now and just do that as
Yeah,
part of the
that's-
motion, or do we usually do that during discussion after a motion?
Is there a
usually,
vetting process that you guys go through to find general counsel or governance counsel?
I'm sorry, we can't entertain.
Okay.
At this point, here. Here,
I hope
Here's a-
I hope we'll be able to satisfactorily explain.
alright,
And I apologize, were there, Matt, did we have board packets for members of the audience and agenda?
I could
We
print
got
them
them on the
off,
website.
but we got
We just get, we go on the
agendas.
website
Yeah.
and print them off,
Yeah,
but not the packet.
yeah,
Are we entitled to a
Yes.
packet?
yeah.
Yes,
We
the
are-
only,
Yeah,
the
but
only
I-
part of the packet that you would not be entitled to would be like account numbers for bills or check.
Yeah, I said probably, I don't know if I have the,
Stubs.
program to, what you call it?
PDF?
Yeah, well, I guess I can do a PDF and then do it manually on each piece of, each one, but that, they're like a program you can get that redacts stuff.
Oh.
So
yeah,
instead of doing
yeah,
it like,
Yeah,
cause I don't know if I have that program.
or you print it off and just
Yeah.
Sharpie it
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
whatever.
Did you wanna hand some of these out?
I did, put them out there for anyone that wants one, did I not hand them that way?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
If anybody would like to see, board resolution 2025-10-1 that he's talking about, there's copies of it right here.
So, whereas Farmington Fire Protection District recognizes the need for qualified and experienced legal representation to provide general legal services, including
You're
governance,
welcome to get a copy.
contracts,
Thank you.
compliance, employment, and related matters, and whereas the law firm of Hiram, Crabtree, and Suntag has demonstrated expertise in public agency and special district law and is qualified to serve as the district's general counsel. And whereas the board of directors desires to retain Hiram, Crabtree, and Suntag as district's general counsel and to establish clear communication protocols consistent with board direction and attorney-client privilege. Now therefore be it resolved by the board of directors of the Farmington Fire Protection District that retention of general counsel, law firm of Hiram, Crabtree, and Suntag is hereby retained to serve the Farmington Fire Protection District's general counsel, providing legal services as directed by the board of directors to execution of the attorney services contract. The board president is hereby authorized to execute the attorney services contract on behalf of the board of directors. I believe that's in the packet as well. Is it not?
Yeah, but they would have.
Okay. Deposit for payment of services, the board hereby approves the transfer of initial deposit retainer in the amount of $10,000 to law firm of Hiram, Crabtree, and Suntag. Primary point of contact, item 4, all communication with Hiram, Crabtree, and Suntag or any of its attorneys, paralegals, or representatives shall occur exclusively through the board president, duly authorized subcommittee of the board, or the full board during a properly noticed meeting. 5, access to attorney-client communications. The board president acting on behalf of the district shall have full access to attorney-client privilege, correspondence, documents, communications between the district and Hiram, Crabtree, and Suntag. Communication with district staff. Hiram, Crabtree, and Suntag shall not engage directly with district staff members, officers, or employees except when expressly authorized on a case-by-case basis by a majority vote of board directors or in the presence of the board president or the board. Transparency and record keeping, all written correspondence, opinions, or memoranda provided by Hiram, Crabtree, and Suntag in connection with district business shall be accessible to the board president upon request to the full board, consistent with applicable law and privilege protections. Effective date, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption, and then past adopted on this day, 2025, according to those dates.
That was a lot to read.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor that, to accept resolution 2510-1, to select a new governance attorney to help us with general counsel issues. To summarize, that was reporting to the board president and an initial deposit retainer in the amount of $10,000 to the law firm. Do I have a second?
Second.
So that was by, Jacob, right?
Correct.
Seconded by Samuel. Got it.
Okay, is there discussion on this matter? Maybe I could start off. So, the district has several potential legal issues that it is gonna have to deal with. Some of those came in closed session documents over the last couple of meetings that weren't held. Some of it was based on the need for having a law firm with experience that deals with special district governance. As part of the process of the district not meeting and all of the issues associated with not having a quorum and the Board of Supervisors getting involved to reappoint 3 board members, the county council gave me a list of attorneys that they recommended for us to consider to assist us with our governance needs. And I contacted those attorneys, and I made the recommendation to Chris that we retain Hiram, Crabtree, and Suntag, specifically an attorney by the name of LeBurk, who spent 7 years as the general counsel for the city of Stockton. He is very well experienced in legal matters related to special district public agency needs. And so that's why that law firm was selected. There is in the packet, which I think Matt, you could make a copy of, Mr. LeBurc's background and qualifications, if anybody would like to see that. This law firm is located in Stockton, so it's a lot easier for them to come out and support us in our meetings or deal with issues that we have, because they're much more local than the labor attorney, which obviously we still have retained as well. Any questions, discussion by any other board members? Okay, we have a first and a second to adopt resolution 25-10-1, the retention of Hiram Crabtree and Suntag as the district's general counsel and the establishment of communication protocols. Matt, can we do a vote?
Briggs,
Aye.
Cross,
Aye.
Latini, Lemos,
Aye.
and Samuel.
Aye.
Motion carries. Matt, so we will need a check drawn from the county for $10,000 added to the expense list. That I did.
Retainer fee for 10,000?
Jeff, do we have, you got his W-9 information? We'll need that for the county to cut a check to him.
Okay, I'll, remind me what specifically you need after. the
Just the
meeting.
W-9,
W-9.
yeah. Cause I don't know if we have one for him.
And, there is a copy of the agreement that was in the packet that I have to sign, that was in the board order, so if anybody would like to see that,
And we also will need to, sign this tonight.
yes. Well, the board clerk would fill that out.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to, item C, realignment of the current labor attorney and coordination. Do I have a motion?
Let me public comment first, or?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, let me explain. So currently our labor attorney, Dugan Siegel, reports, to the chief, not directly to the board. And so that has created some, potential conflict between, representation of the board versus representation of the staff related to employment issues of the district. Therefore, I believe what Chris is gonna bring up is a realignment of the relationship with us with that labor attorney. Is there any public comment on that?
I'm confused. We didn't have any meetings since when? April?
Well, September.
Well, how did this get, if we didn't have a meeting, how did this get, who, was there a hub meeting to do this?
No,
Was it
individual board members can draft a motion or resolution to be presented at a board meeting.
So which one of you did this?
I wrote that one.
You wrote this one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just was asking.
No, I wrote that one.
So, is
I
there,
do have a comment to make.
is it, I'm sorry, is there?
Pause me a little bit. You said that the attorney had direct contact with Matt, but that's not true. She had direct contact with Director Latini.
And Chris Lemos too,
And
before
Chris
he
Lemos
resigned.
also.
No,
So-
I never had direct contact with the attorney. It was always
Actually,
through
in
people
that
there.
meeting,
In the meeting, yes, but
Yeah,
none of
yeah,
the correspondence
But
or the
and
phones,
of course,
that was
I mean,
only-
other than out of the meetings, Butch Latini is the one that had instructed Matt to contact, and he was always with Matt every time they spoke to that attorney. So don't mislead people by saying Matt was the only contact, because he wasn't.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, I move that we adopt.
I'm sorry, was there any other public comment? I don't wanna cut anybody off.
confused.
Okay, I'm sorry, now go ahead.
All right. I move that we, adopt resolution 2025-10-2.
Oh, sounds like you got those.
Okay.
What's the resolution on here?
We're at the very top.
No,
That's
it's-
the
it's-
resolution, where's it on the
Usually,
agenda?
usually when you do the agenda, you put
I'm
the
sorry.
resolutions
You-
next to.
You, can, if you have an action item, you can, it's to realign it, you can put it in the form of a resolution, you can put it in the form of a policy. In any case, my,
But it's not on the agenda.
actually, realignment is on the agenda, but anyways, my, or my motion, I'm gonna start over. I move to adopt resolution 2025-10-2, realignment of communication authority with Duggan and Mayhew Labor Council. Whereas Farmington Fire Protection District, retains the law firm Duggan and Mayhew to provide labor and employment legal services to the district. And whereas the Board of Directors desires to realign and clarify the chain of communication, access, and authority regarding all matters handled by Duggan and McHugh on behalf of the district, and whereas the board finds that it is in the best interest of the district to ensure that all communications with legal counsel are transparent, authorized, and coordinated through the board's designated leadership to maintain accountability and attorney-client privilege. Now therefore it resolved by the Board of Directors of the Farmington Fire Protection District that primary point of contact, or one primary point of contact, all communication with the law firm of Duggan and McHugh or any of its attorneys, paralegals, or representatives shall occur exclusively through the board president, a duly authorized subcommittee of the board, or the full board during a properly noticed meeting. 2, access to attorney-client communications. The board president acting on behalf of the district shall have full access to all attorney-client privilege correspondence, documents, and communications between the district and Duggan and McHugh. 3, communication with district staff. Duggan and McHugh shall not engage directly with district staff members, officers, or employees, except when expressly authorized on a case-by-case basis by a majority vote of the board of directors or in the presence of board president or the board. 4, transparency and record keeping. The district employees and staff shall hereby provide all written correspondence, emails, opinions, and memoranda to or provided by Duggan and McHugh in connection with district business to the board president in sealed printed format within 72 hours of adoption of this resolution and upon request to the full board consistent with applicable law and privilege protections. Effective date, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption.
Do I have a second?
This is our copy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Do I have a second to resolution 25-10-2, realignment of contract and communication authority with Dugan McHugh Labor Council?
Second.
I have a first and a second. Matt, you got that down?
Yeah, Lemos motions up resolution 2025-10-2, signed by Samuel.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Discussion, so I'm gonna start this first. And the reason why this is being realigned to the board president versus the chief is that there are some significant labor issues, potential labor issues that exist between district employees and the board, as well as other matters that have not yet been brought up to the labor attorney. It is felt in the best interest of the district and the public to ensure that that contact be made with those that are legally responsible for this department. I'm not saying that there is any specific conflict, but some of those potential issues involve family members of the chief and friends of the chief and contacts that it is necessary that we reestablish the communication with the labor attorney, with the board president directly, and communicating with the board members in closed session so that we can address all of the various issues that are laying out there. Other comments? Other discussion? Hearing none, we have a properly formatted resolution 25-10-2, realignment and contact communication authority with Duke and McHugh Law Council. We have a first and a second. Roll call vote.
Riggs,
Aye?
Cross,
Aye.
Latini,
No.
Lemos,
Aye.
and Samuel.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, item D under action items, hire fire management consultant. So the public is aware of what we're talking about. This was brought up several times by me that the district needs to be able to understand where it is as it transitions from being that volunteer department to a paid department in a world where we only have access to limited funds. So my reasoning behind this agenda item was that we need to know where we're at as a district. We need to know where our shortcomings are. We need to figure out a roadmap as we proceed. We currently are just amassing more and more money in our general fund, which is not how public agencies are intended to operate. We need some help. And so this board resolution will center around hiring a consultant to be able to do that. Is there public comment?
I don't understand. You're gonna hire people to replace us to
No.
do the job, or
No.
what are you
No.
saying?
What I'm saying is that I recognize that the board needs assistance in determining what we need to be doing as a department. Operational procedures, records management, coordination with other districts. So the goal behind what I'm gonna present is that we need to bring in somebody on a temporary basis to help us navigate that process of becoming a better department so that this district continues in the future. And to be honest with you, there have been a lot of discussions about what should be happening with Farmington. My goal and the goal of this resolution that I'm going to present is hopefully going to navigate us into the future where this district stays intact.
So is that where Tuatui?
Yes,
Tuat-
that's what this is about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Tuatui.
I can't say his
Yes,
name.
that's what this is about.
Is that where he comes in?
That's what this
Okay.
is about. Any other public comment?
I just call him Tui because I can't pronounce his name.
Tui Tavuki.
There you go.
It's Tongan. So with that, I'm gonna make a motion that we adopt, resolution 2510-3, establishing a
Pass that
temp.
out.
I will pass it out,
Okay.
since I'm just reading the title of it.
Okay.
Establishing a temporary expert administrative consultant position, and, also that we adopt a new job description as expert administrative consultant, to assist us in that process. So we have.
Is there a cost?
What was the resolution number, Jeff?
It is, 2025-10-3.
Is there a cost to this, of hiring him?
There's two kids.
And here's copies for the file.
I need one
Oh,
more
we
this
need
way.
Okay, so resolution 2025-10-3, establishing a temporary expert administrative consultant position. Whereas the Farmington Fire Protection District Board of Directors recognizes the need for an objective professional assessment of the district's administrative and organizational structure And whereas the board desires to engage an experienced fire service professional to provide independent evaluation and recommendations directly to the board, and whereas the board finds that the most practical means of accomplishing this purpose is through the creation of a temporary part-time employee position titled Expert Administrative Consultant. Now therefore be it resolved by the Farmington Fire Protection Board of Directors the following. A temporary part-time position titled Expert Administrative Consultant is hereby established, reporting directly to the Board of Directors. The position shall serve in an advisory capacity and shall not possess supervisory or operational authority over the district. The position shall be temporary in nature with a duration not to exceed 6 months unless extended by subsequent board action. The board hereby awards the position of Expert Administrative Consultant to retired Stockton Fire Division Chief, retired Waterloo Marauda Fire Chief, and retired McCollum Fire Chief, Robert Tui Tabuki. Compensation shall be established by the board at a rate of $50 per hour, not to exceed $5,000
Excuse me,
unless
you just told us Saturday that he was gonna do this for free.
unless increased by further resolution, and the individual serving in this capacity shall be classified as an at-will, non-benefited employee by the district. The expert administrative consultant shall have unrestricted access to the chief and staff, all district property, facilities, equipment, vehicles, and records as he solely deems necessary. The expert administrative consultant shall be covered under the district's liability and workers' compensation insurance while acting in the course and scope of his district employment. The board clerk is authorized to execute any necessary employment paperwork and take such administrative actions as are necessary to implement this resolution. And there's the job description that goes along with this that pretty much says the same thing. I just want to highlight the deliverables from this position. And that would be on the last page 3 of the job description. A report written or oral to the board summarizing the current status of district operations and immediate items or issues that need to be corrected. A report written or oral to the board on recommended administrative and operational best practices as the district continues to transition into a full-time department. A written or oral report to the board on recommendations to increase staffing coverage within the current fiscal limits of the department and reduce district costs where possible. A written or oral report to the board or recommendations and opportunities to increase revenue by the district. A written or oral report to the board on improving closest unit response and automatic aid coordination with neighboring districts to improve public safety. A written or oral report to the board, a stepped multi-year vision of where the district operations should be over the next 5 years through identifying key targets and milestones, and periodic updates to the board. So that's the resolution. I'll answer your question in a second. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, so we have a motion that's been first and seconded for resolution 2025-10-3, establishing a temporary expert administrative consultant position. The reason why this went from potentially being a volunteer position to a paid, which I don't know for sure if he's gonna ask for pay, but the reason why we had to do it that way was we had to protect him under our liability insurance for anything that he does. And without that, he wouldn't have been able to do that because he's retired and doesn't have, every opportunity that he's done like this for other departments has been where that he's been covered under their liability insurance. Other discussion?
I have one comment in the deliverables here.
Yes.
I would just make it a written report instead of written or oral. That just memorializes what it is and gives us something tangible that we can refer back to.
So the amendment to the resolution.
Yeah, actually, I don't think this would even be the resolution. This is the job description.
Oh, yeah, that is the job description.
Yeah,
Correct.
So we can amend that pretty easily.
yeah, I would just remove oral, that's my personal opinion, but if everyone
No, I
disagrees,
was gonna mention the same thing, it needs to be a written report, so that way chief has something to fall back on and look at when he's not here.
And so that would be on all of the deliverables, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Now, he may orally go over that report with us, but we need to have something in
Something.
writing, yeah.
Right.
Okay, any other discussions? With that, Matt, can you do a roll call vote?
Briggs,
Aye.
Cross,
Aye.
Latini, Lemos,
Aye.
and Samuel.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Okay, the last action item for tonight deals with the authority of the board to have access to basically everything of the district.
Jeff, do you have a folder with the resolution like these first two?
Yes. Sorry. I'm gonna hold on to the job description, 'cause
Okay.
I'll have to change that.
Thank you.
So is there any public comment on, item E under action items? Okay. I make a motion that we adopt resolution 25-10-4, Board of Director access to district property, facilities, equipment, vehicles, and records. Whereas members of the Board of Directors of the Farmington Fire Protection District are entrusted with oversight of all district, I'm sorry, I should have, I screwed up there.
One more.
I should have not been reading that. Here's a copy for the public.
This is Tim.
I'll start over.
Correct.
I make a motion that we adopt Board Resolution 25-10-4, Board of Director access to district property, facilities, equipment, vehicles, and records. Whereas the members of the Board of Directors of the Farmington Fire Protection District are entrusted with oversight of all district operations, property, finances, and personal matters in order to ensure transparency, accountability, and compliance with law. And whereas the board recognizes that directors must have reasonable and unimpeded access to district facilities, equipment, vehicles, electronic devices, and records in order to effectively perform their fiduciary and governance duties. And whereas the board further recognizes the importance of maintaining proper safeguards for records and for information protected by law, including but not limited to those restricted under state and federal privacy statutes. And whereas the board desires to formally adopt a policy confirming the right of each director to full access to district property, equipment, and information, and to ensure cooperation by staff in facilitating such access. Now therefore be it resolved, the Board of Directors of the Farmington Fire Protection District, that right of access. Any director or board member may enter any district facility, station, or property at any time for the purpose of observation, inspection, review, or oversight of district operations. Directors may inspect or review any district vehicle, apparatus, equipment, or electronic device owned, leased, or maintained by the district, provided such inspection does not interfere with emergency operations or create unsafe condition. Electronic devices include but are not limited to desktop and laptop computers, tablets, mobile phones, radios, data terminal servers, any form of digital storage or cloud-based account owned or operated by the district. Directors shall not be subject to supervision by staff while on district premises or during course of inspections or reviews. Directors shall not be subject to supervision by staff while on district premises or during the course of inspections or reviews. Sorry?
That's redundant. That sentence got repeated, I think. I'm sorry, go on.
Hold on a second. I think it, like, this needs to come out,
Yeah,
this one right here.
alright,
Okay.
it's part of the next bullet.
So scratch out. First.
The last line about president. Page
Number
one.
4,
The last line on page 1.
Fourth bullet point under number 1.
so directors shall not be subject, so
Yeah,
cross that off,
Yep,
the whole thing.
yep.
Page 1.
And, if that's adopted, I'll change that before we.
Alright.
Directors shall not be subject to supervision by staff while in district premises or during the course of inspections or reviews. A director may request privacy during inspections or reviews, and staff shall comply with such requests without question or delay. Access to records and electronic data. Directors shall be granted access to all district records, data, correspondence, and documentation, whether in physical or electronic form, except those prohibited by law. If there is any dispute or uncertainty between staff and a director regarding whether specific records, data, or electronic information are prohibited by law, the director shall refer the matter to the board president, who shall consult with district legal counsel. The board president, in consultation with legal counsel, shall make the final determination as to whether the requested material is legally accessible to the board. Staff cooperation and accountability. All employees, officers, and volunteers in the district shall cooperate fully with any director exercising their right of access under this policy. No employee, officer, or agent of the district shall obstruct, delay, or otherwise interfere with the director's access to district property, facilities, vehicles, equipment, electronic devices, data, or records as permitted under the policy. Any staff refusal, obstruction, or interference with the director's access shall be reported immediately to the board president, who may bring the matter before the full board at a regular or special meeting for discussion or action as appropriate. Removal or item 4, removal or deletion of district records. No district record shall be removed, deleted, or destroyed from district property, facilities, files, websites, and or electronic equipment without board approval. 5, safeguarding the district assets and electronic equipment. The chief is hereby instructed to present a station key and office key to the board president. Further, the chief shall determine and provide a sealed list of all login credentials and passwords for all electronic equipment, computers, applications, accounts, and websites used by the district. The chief shall further provide to the board president within 24 hours any new access or changes to login credentials or passwords by sealed envelope. Nothing in this resolution shall allow a board member to access district records, data, computer applications, or websites that are specifically protected by law as determined by the district's general counsel. Effective date, this resolution will be effective immediately upon adoption.
Can I make a suggestion?
No.
Please, just let me say one thing.
No.
It did.
Do I have a second to the motion?
A motion.
That was my motion.
Approved.
Oh, okay.
I'll second the motion.
Ramos seconded.
Discussion. Now, I'm gonna say why I'm so adamant about this. I have tried for months to get records of the district. I have received spotty records, I've received draft copies, I've received information that has not been officially approved through actions like this, that is speculative in what it means. And the reason why I was requesting those records was because the board needs to know what the board has committed to in the past to determine what we still have in effect today, such as employment-related issues, contracts that we have with departments and agencies, etc. When I attempted to access this data, it was delayed in getting to me And when I offered to actually go in and get the records that I needed, I was threatened with physical harm, that I would not be allowed in the office to access those records. It is imperative that this board that answers to the public, that is the one that is ultimately legally responsible for the liability and the protection of the public, that we have access to anything and everything that this district has. We are the boss of this department. And that's why, unfortunately, this resolution had to be created. And it's unfortunate, but it needs to be clear that this board needs to be in a position where it's in charge.
And I agree with you, but there is one thing, I'm
that's-
gonna say it, I don't care.
You're interrupting the meeting. There is a time for this, and it's public comment, not discord.
How do we know what public comment's gonna be if we don't know what he's presenting? We've never seen this before.
Okay, and they're giving you the format, and when they advise that there's a time for public comment, that's the time for public comment.
Just put a time period, not any time. I don't want you walking in at 2:00 in the morning for records.
Tony, there is gonna be nothing unreasonable about this, but
It says it right there, at any time.
yeah, I get you.
Can't you do like 8 to 5, working day hours? That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying change anything, I'm just add the time.
That's enough. This is what has been presented to the board, it's been motioned and seconded. Is there any other discussion by the board? Hearing, no further discussion is, Matt, can you do a roll call vote?
Briggs,
Aye.
Cross,
Aye.
Latini,
No.
Lemos,
Aye.
and Samuel.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, that concludes our action items for tonight. Good of the order, in the past, good of the order has been listed under the action items and in the minutes and the agendas that I have read, which I have read meticulously over the last 5 years. Good of the order has been listed under action items, and in some cases, actions were taken under good of the order, which is in violation of the Brown Act. So that's why this is now called out separately, and there's a statement that is recommended to be read. Members of the board may make brief announcements, provide brief reports on their own activities, or briefly respond to public comments or questions. No action or substantive action will be taken on items not appearing on the agenda in accordance with the Brown Act Government Code 954.2A. And so I say that, so basically, anybody's welcome on the board to say anything they like. I would like to say thank you very much to Chris for originally agreeing to coming back on the board after some very contentious meetings that caused you to resign. I very much appreciate our 2 new board members stepping into the fray and assisting us in getting governance back to the district. I think we have some good things coming ahead of us. There's gonna be some bumps in the road, but we're gonna get there where this district is meeting the needs of the public, providing exceptional service to our citizens, and maintaining what's in the best interest of the taxpayer. And I'd also like to thank Butch. I know this has been extremely hard going through this process of change, and I very much appreciate the years that you've dedicated to this process, to this board. With that, are there any other statements for the good of the order? Hearing that,
I'd just like to say I'm new here, Connie, Chief Bailey, I'm looking forward to kind of trying some new stuff and working with you guys, and I know it's been a little up and down, but I think with full board here, we could probably get there. so. And I live in the area, my wife's from the area, I've done regular cherries, walnuts and almonds in Stockton, and then, my wife and I have a new son.
Congratulations.
Thank you, yeah, grew up in the area, so wanna see the department thrive and continue to thrive.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Because he baited me and had to do this. I am same thing. I live in the area. I do have two young boys that go to Waterloo Middle and middle school. I kind of double dip myself. I am an independent contractor for farmers. I run an irrigation management business for them from early mornings until about 7 o'clock. And then I am a special education teacher at Waterloo Middle. So I'm in the community itself. Along with it, I actually live close enough that I can hear the sirens every time they go off here. So obviously this is in my realm. This is kind of passion for me, because if this was to resolve, then I would be left personally without, and I can only imagine the amount of people that are around the same concept. However, you know, I also come from a business background. That was where I got my degree, and before I went back and changed my career at 35, was I worked for FedEx for 15 years. I have a degree in accounting along with a degree in entrepreneurship. So this is a business, I hate to say it, we are in that type of world, and it's exactly how I have to look at it, and that's what I come in here and bring, but also bring in the whole passion of family, so.
Thank you. Anything else? Item 14, do I have a motion for adjournment?
So move.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Matt, hold on.
Seconded by who?
Director Amos.
Amos. Ready for the vote?
Yes.
Briggs,
Aye.
Cross,
Aye.
Matini, Lemos,
Aye.
and Samuel.
Motion carried. Meeting's adjourned at 9:26. The next meeting will be Monday, November 24th of Thanksgiving week at 7 p.m.
If I may, just a moment for the audience members, regardless of why we are here, we are only here to keep the peace and to keep things civil. We're not taking sides on either matter. I'm just making it clear for everybody. It appears that this board is attempting to follow the Brown Act, which means it's a public setting, it's a public meeting, everyone's allowed here to have comment, but they still have to follow the rules, and you can look up Robert's rules for the structure of the meeting. So, just trying to understand that that's all we're trying to do.
I know, I'm not mad at you.
I just wanna make sure that it's.
And thank you for
And we appreciate you being here. Alright. Did we sign all those, right?
First and-
I don't think we signed these. Join this now.